still working on you, bro. I got more than your IPP address. I want you to know that. So anyway, you guys pray these moles and these scumbags gone off of our page. It works.
You're going to have a backpack. Most women are going to want to carry a purse. I'll have all my purse stuff in my backpack. And if you've got a camera in one hand, a sign in another, and a flag, I mean, you need to have some freedom to move your hands about. I'll probably, between Mike and I, carry one item, probably a flag, so that him and I can switch off carrying it. I'm going to have my camera. Cameras are very, very important. If you've got a camcorder, even better. If you know how to download YouTube Capture onto your cell phone, or Ustream TV, do it. Media may or may not cover us. There will be some media outlets there, alternative media, like RT, which is Russia television. I'm hoping InfoWars will be there. Pete Santilli, perhaps. There'll be people like that. But your friends and your family members may not have access or know how to look up some of those channels. And one thing we want to do is make sure that we have evidence of things that happen. We want to be able to prove that if they say we were out of control and so they retaliated, but we weren't, we want it on camera. It's the best defense that you've got to protect yourself. Second of all, it's important that we get the word out there and show people throughout the country that we are there, and that will encourage more to come in for the second and third waves of this. I'm going to obviously be uploading actively to this channel. It's going to be a little bit challenging for me because my cell phone, I've got an iPhone and I've got like 20 pictures on it and 5 songs, and it's constantly telling me that my storage data limit's breached. I can't record anything on there. I can barely take a picture without deleting other pictures. So I'm going to use my handy cam, and I'll have my laptop at the, I'm going to have to carry it. Well, I can't. I'll probably only be able to upload videos in the evenings. Let's get in line, babe. Babe. We're getting in line to do a silent march to the White House for Benghazi victims, and Anonymous is going to stand facing the White House, and we're all going to turn our back, so it'd be kind of like Anonymous has got our back. It's the theory of it. So.
Appreciate y'all. Where are you from? New York. Yeah, I mean a lot of people. I was like, I'm pretty sure this guy's from New York.
Anyway, they're saying that the crowd's a little bit smaller today than it was yesterday, and I tried explaining to them that in part I think that's because a lot of the people on the internet think that we're between the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument. And actually, you can see the Capitol building back there behind me. We're staged on the mall closer to the Capitol building. So we'll see if the crowd finds us later. There's Gadsden flags walking all around DC, they say, so I think they're looking for us. We were on the lawn up there at the Capitol building.
protest that's going to go down on May 16th, 2014 in Washington, D.C., where Operation Spring with Colonel Harry Riley is leading this protest May 16th. And I know, like I said, a lot of you have heard about this, but I've got some pieces here that maybe I'm not sure if you have. So, first of all, I think this is, I don't even really know what to say about this. All I know is that America is on edge. And there's a lot of things going on right now that people are just really upset about. And this gentleman right here, Colonel Harry Riley, I'm not going to go into his credentials because everybody's gone into his credentials and they're so long you can't even tell them all at one time. But anyway, we are going to be covering the Operation American Spring live from Washington, D.C. on May 16th. Actually, we'll be starting probably the day before with a lot of live coverage and interviews from a bunch of people in Washington at that time. So I encourage you to watch it. It's historical. It's a big deal here in America, and it will affect everybody and everything around the world. Decision-making, different countries, and what have you will be viewing this also. Like I said, it's a very big deal. Now, this is a colonel, right? This is a colonel, so I'm presuming that he's not really going to be messing around too much with what he says and what he means. I'm going to presume that he means just what he says. So, without further ado, I'm going to go to an interview here with the Colonel, Harry Riley, and with John Wells. Really interesting. I'm going to give you just a little piece of it, not the whole thing. It's a 3-hour interview, so I'm going to give you this really cool part of it, and you guys can check that out here.
I served it and I did for a lot of years on and off in the military. But back in that time, NSA was focused on the enemy without. We were focused on the Soviet Union.
Oh, yes.
On and on and on and on. There's so many different things that just point that our nation is right on the precipice of the abyss. We're going down the tube, and we've got to do something to try to correct it. Now, I don't know if it's God's plan that this American Spring is going to be the vehicle that he might use to try to correct the direction of our nation, to begin us back on the road to constitutional restoration. I don't know, but I do know one thing. It's easy. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. The whole little world. We have gone everywhere, as you started, you mentioned, John, Vietnam, and the Middle East, and even before that, World War II, Korea, everywhere. We have gone to try to save others, give them peace, give them liberty, freedom, and now we are in jeopardy ourselves. And it's amazing to me that we have to scream and plead and do everything within our power to try to raise 10 million patriots to go to D.C. I mean, we ought to be, it shouldn't take more than a week or 2 weeks, given the conditions that we see our nation in. But we've been working on it now since just before Christmas. We're making headway. It's getting out there. States are preparing. But it shouldn't take 3 or 4 or 5 months for us to round up 10, 12 million feet. We'll be around up 20 or 30 million, easy. To get up there and tell this crew, this lawless bunch in Washington, D.C., that we're done with them. We've had enough. They've got to go. And, if we are not successful in this, then whoever that was that made that report, that, America is not going to surrender. We are not going to raise the white flag. We're trying to do this in a way that is, like I said, peaceful, unarmed, nonviolent, to get our message out. If they don't grasp that, and if we don't see dramatic changes, I'm praying that the Lord creates some kind of a miracle that'll take us, take the need for us to go up their way.
haven't heard about it, May 16th, 2014, this colonel is planning on 1.8 million peaceful protesters marching on Washington, D.C. Now, the thing is that he's not just going there to protest. Check a little bit more about this on the internet. It's going to affect everybody, and so join us May 16th, 2014. We are going to be live right here on Operation American Spring, May 16th, 2014. Please check out some more of our videos, subscribe, and say hello to us. All right, you guys take care.
Millions of people, and his answer is yes, it is time to replace the U.S. government. It is time to march on D.C., and these are the plans that are going forth. He has broken this down into 3 phases, and we will discuss this a little later in this report, but let's get into the economic collapse news. We are going to go out to the U.K., and as I reported in many reports, that the U.K. people are in dire straits. They're going into their savings to make ends meet, and right now utility companies have raised their prices around 18%, and they're telling those people, listen, if you can't afford the higher rates, what you need to do is that you need to start sharing showers, you need to go without hot drinks, turn off the TV and play board games instead, cook your food using the microwave instead of cooking real food, and go to bed early 2 nights in a week to stay warm. And this is what they are telling people to do. It reminds me of going back into the time when the people had rotten food back in the 1800s. And they tell the people, well, eat the rotten food because that's all you're going to get. Well, here we are, present day. They're telling the people, listen, this is the way it is. Do your best because we can't help you and we're just going to keep raising the rates. Now, here in the U.S., of course, there's an illusion. People really don't know what's going on here because, of course, they're looking at the stock market, which is the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and they see this, moving up. They see the unemployment coming down. But what we're seeing is that the new order index since July 2009 pushing inventory to the stores, to the dealerships, so they can. So it looks like they are producing. What the retail stores and the auto manufacturers are doing is that they're holding all of this merchandise right.
Those of you that are thinking that the event is over, you are wrong. It has just begun. And I want to let you know that everybody's saying that everybody went home today. That is incorrect. Actually, what everybody's done is gone back to their hotels, to their campsites. There are thousands of campsites surrounding the Washington, D.C. area. Thousands.
This is Isaac G. Williams. Thank you for watching this video.